Oh no. Did we just miss like 10 minutes? I did this the other time I recorded with Andrea. Oh my God. Thank God I realized
Oh,
it. I'm
you're
the
fine.
worst human sometimes.
No, you're not.
I suck at this.
So you know
Okay.
what? This is trial and error. We are okay. You will absolutely figure this out. Just know the screen has to yell at you first before we do anything.
I'm horrified because I was like, wait a minute. Why isn't like the little red light on? And that was like 10 minutes of like,
Just back and forth.
no, it was beautiful and I'm so sad.
You're fine.
We were talking about Tina. If you had ever met Tina, you would be like, Tina was iconic.
Okay, so maybe there's a reason Tina said you need to talk about her more. We need to do that.
Tina was iconic. She
Yes.
was she was iconic, and she weirdly knew the um the Golden State Killer because he was from here. Yeah, he was a police officer in oh gosh, not Hanford, Exeter. That's how she knew him. And her sister
You
was
would
a
agree with her?
dispatcher, and she came home and her underwear were all over the hallway. Like that dude was gonna murder her sister. Legit.
Girl,
I
what?
know, it was so scary.
That's a little I don't
I'm
creepy.
sorry to throw that at
No,
you.
you're fine. But
Just
I'm like,
like, this is how iconic Tina was. She knew everybody out here.
and no kidding, murderers and all.
She even knew the Golden State Killer. She took a ride with him. She had like 12 brothers and sisters, and because they were like kind of on the poor side, it was like a
Yeah.
community outreach thing. So she got to do a ride along with him, and she said he was a real asshole. But she was like, he would have never kidnapped me because there was basically everybody knew who she was with. But I was like, that's not how
They
that
would
dude
know.
rolled.
They would know she was missing. They would know immediately.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, they would know she was missing because she had a big mouth like me, and I loved her for that. All right, let's start over. In case this wasn't recorded, please let me have it recorded. And I just like, maybe it just was like, recording is going on.
No, I'm gonna
So
go back
this
to
is,
your Cheerios. It was not recorded. Don't lie to yourself. Do not do that to
I
yourself.
have to gaslight myself so I don't start getting upset. All right.
No, no, you're in good company and nobody judges you. Technology sucks sometimes, and it is what it is.
Ugh,
I love you. You're okay.
I love you too. Thank you for that. I needed that reassurance. All right, Sabrina. This is my friend Sabrina.
You
Take
sound so sad.
three. Because this happened the first time before I thought I hit record. We were talking.
Yeah.
Okay. I met Sabrina because I rudely rolled up on her walking into my pediatrician's office and she was walking out. And because I'm me and I'll just talk to anybody, and I saw her daughter, and her daughter's a lovely, beautiful little baby. I did recognize that she had Down syndrome, and I thought to myself, it's a special needs mom. I gotta stop her. Like, she needs to, she's mine now. She is now my friend. She doesn't know she needs an amazing, insane friend like me, but she's gonna find out. And that's how we met.
You know what's crazy too? That now that we've talked about this twice now, um, I was actually lost in that doctor's office. I wasn't walking out. I was trying to find my daughter's pediatrician. I had never been there.
Kidding.
That was the very first time that I was going in.
Oh, yeah, because that was still like the COVID entrance.
So I was lost in the sauce, like big time. And so when you stopped me, first off, like I was on this like one track mission. I was like, what the heck? Like I need to figure this out. And honestly, though, like when you stopped me, it kind of like shook me in a sense where one, I was caught off guard. I was already on edge. I already have like my trust issues, my trauma, my whole ish with my ex-husband that caused a lot of turmoil in my life. And so anybody just abruptly putting that break, like stop, like really just threw me for like a loop. And so in general, just being stopped, that was like my thing. my big, let me slow down.
Well, it's funny in my recollection of that. Now that makes sense to me because I remember your current husband. I remember talking to him more than you, but I was just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Which
But
is
yeah, that
odd
makes sense now.
because he is not a talker. He is not. And I think he knew that that's how I was. And I was getting like so frustrated at the time just because I was like, I'm so lost. I have no idea. And I wanted to cry. And I think that's why he kind of took over because I was overwhelmed. And so, being in a new place, being in an area that my ex-husband was like, no, I want her to go to this doctor. I want this and this and this. And I'm like, well, you're not here and I'm doing everything. And I'm just like, yeah. So I was going through a big old thing. But I think you stopping me initially was more so telling me, hey, slow down. It's okay. Breathe, like kind of thing, like that whole stop. And you took the time to be so kind to me and just bring me into this like scenario where now you've become like my bestie of like what 3 years, almost 3 years now. And so just
If
having
if
that.
I ever die, man, delete, delete, delete. The chat thread is threatening to both of our auras. Okay, delete.
Yes, same. And so that I think that day was like my intro to life being in the Central Valley. And we really don't have all the resources, connections that are like at our fingertips. And so that was the thing where you introduced me to a community that is not it shouldn't feel so alone, but it did. And you opened up so much more. And I feel so like, I feel like I can tell you guys about just about anything. And I feel like I can ugly cry. And I don't hate my kids because say like same, we're going through the same things. And like, I'm sorry, I want my kid to stop smearing her poop all over the walls. Like that's real life. Like I sometimes just yeah, I go through
Honey,
it.
that's
And
why I call it Mom Knock Life.
yeah, no, I know.
Sorry, I'm like backward.
You're,
Yes,
you're,
it is
you're,
the Mom Knock Life, dude. If you have to clean poop off the walls, which I totally have.
yeah.
I mean, that's stuff that people don't talk about generally. Like, hey, you get to go use the bathroom and you
Yeah.
realized it was suspiciously quiet and then you walked out and you went, "Oh no."
The smell
The
on the
smell
Legos.
got you
Oh,
before you found where it was. Yep.
exactly. And so, like, I am so thankful that you stopped me for more than one reason, obviously. Like, you gave me that, like, hey, slow down kind of thing. And then, two, you gave me, like, a best friend for life now that is willing to sit here and go through the shit with me, literal and
Literal.
figuratively. And so,
Literal.
yeah, and so just all the moving that we did, like I didn't even have the supports because my ex-husband was in the military. We were stationed in Germany. So I didn't have the supports back then. We had no clue she was going to be special needs. We had no clue she was going to have Down syndrome, no clue that she would later on be diagnosed with autism and an intellectual disability. My baby's got a triple threat going, but she is the sweetest thing. And so for us to kind of transition, have a humanitarian reassignment back to the States, being close to family, even if it was like 3.5 hours away, like it was still rough because it was harder to find the different supports. And I get like military families supposedly have all these supports and all these different things, but like he and I were doing it alone out there until like we got ready to separate and all this stuff kind of started coming out on his end and life started lifing and yeah, and it was just one of those where I got hurt really badly and I couldn't stay on the Central Coast. And so relocating back to the Central Valley close to my mama and the rest of my family was the next best thing. And I was still lost. I had family being like, "Oh, just pray it away. It'll get better." If anyone's ever said that to you, I'm sorry, but for lack of better terms, fuck them because that's just not okay. Like I'm all like I'm religious too, but like come on now. You are telling me God didn't just give me my perfect baby. There's a reason why I was given my baby. That's all I know. Not to pray away her You
Right. I
need,
want to embrace my baby and love my
yeah.
baby. There's nothing to pray away. This is my child. And like,
I mean, there are days that we're like,
what are
why
you
is it?
saying? I wish them not to be my kid? Fuck
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Fuck
Exactly.
off.
I had a lot of that until I met you, Jen. And so I had nobody to vent to until it came to that. And then the mom group, and then that kind of did its thing. And, I'm grateful for meeting a lot of the women that we did because now I do feel less alone. And I do feel like I have more of a power to make a difference in the community that we're in. And so, yeah, like I was telling you before, things are working. And so I definitely want to bring more community events to the Central Valley. I want to be able to celebrate our littles and our families and just the big things that are happening in our community that people may not even know about. And so that's definitely a train I'm pushing.
I mean, correct. And I don't want to like debase anybody that has things going on currently that make functions and do functions, but like unless you're like in, you're not in. And it should never be
Well,
gatekeep.
and
What's the word?
it shouldn't just be gender specific. I would love it to be just a community and not just moms, not just dads, not just, and I get we all have our
And that's
certain
why I
things.
like to say caregivers.
Exactly. And so, and I would like to have like grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever it may be, brothers and sisters. Like my kids are siblings of a special needs kid. They probably have it the hardest. And so that's where I'm kind of like, okay, how can we celebrate everybody? How can we try to find a way to be inclusive of all? And I know everyone's tired, probably tired of that word. And it's just like, but it's a real thing. Like being on the other end of it is just harder to sit here and watch your baby not have the ability yet to participate in specific things that kids their age get to do. That's why I want to try and work with our community and be the voice for those families who are looking for those things and who want to even expand and celebrate their baby. Like I just want to take everybody's feedback and put it into one little area and be a hub for everybody. And so it's going to happen and it's just going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to get there. And yeah, we'll see, but we're definitely going to move. And I'm serious though. Like I wouldn't have been on this track. I really do feel like if it wasn't for you, Jen. Like I
Oh,
really do.
Sabrina.
No, I do because like I think overall like I would have been extremely lost. So, yeah.
Honey, I know how it feels. Like, I've talked about this before with Andrea, like,
Mhm.
coming to California from Ohio. And so though you have roots here, coming back, I can completely appreciate like, yeah, you might bump into somebody but you're starting all over. Your life is completely different. The people you may have been associated with, you no longer have things in common with.
Yeah.
And so you're starting all over. Plus, you had a new child, a new marriage, different things going on. And um, I just, I don't know what it was that, I mean, other than your beautiful little baby, but, I guess maybe something, when I think about your version of events that day, it's like, how funny is that you were turned around? We would have never run into each other. Like
Yep.
we were meant to be. We were meant to be.
Ah.
Ah. But when you're talking about inclusivity, until you no longer have the privilege of living a life that doesn't include others, you have no idea how many people are excluded from that life and from just basic things. I was blessed to have my mother work for Hattie Larlam Foundation when I was a little kid. Um, and that used to be referred to as MRDD, which we don't use those words anymore. But back in those days when my mother was a nurse there, and later in her life, she was no longer in that industry. She went into the banking industry, but she had been injured severely at work from, like patients abusing her and things. That's a whole other side topic. But when I was a little kid, she worked at the Hattie Larlam Foundation, and this was specifically for young children who, spina bifida, who couldn't walk, who were just, sometimes bedridden, sometimes they just, you know, their families, needed full-time 24-hour care for them. And so that's what my mom did for work. And I was so fortunate to grow up with a mother who was extremely compassionate for children with special needs and also exposed us at a young age. Like she was back then, this is like the early 80s. You could take your kid to work into a facility like that, and it was
Yeah.
cool. Like, actually, my mother was able to bring a child home for an overnight visit. I swear to God. Her name was Angie, and she was just a lovely little kid. And, uh, you know, they, I don't really know the circumstances. And unfortunately, my mom's gone now, so I can't really ask her, about it. But I do remember this child would come home with us for home visits. And I think my mom and dad maybe had been in the process of trying to adopt her. I'm not
Uh,
really sure what happened there, but
Maybe that's why she came home.
possibly
Hmm.
um, my mom fell in love with that little girl, and I'm going down a side rabbit hole, but I was blessed to have a mother who just made sure that, if you see a kid that doesn't look just like you, basically, I will fuck you up if I catch you messing with that kid. You better be nice to that kid and you better include that kid in what you're doing.
Exactly. Or
So
find a way. Like it's just make them feel seen in a sense. It doesn't, you don't necessarily have to completely include them in what you're doing, but make them feel
don't
seen.
talk down to them. Just, on their same level. Bring them in. They want to play too. They might not be able to physically play with you, but they want to play too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. And so that's yeah, that's been big and heavy on my heart for the last year and a half, especially because I feel like I have the ability to help make a change and make a difference. So it's just been like since things kind of haven't been kind of crazy with the events and stuff, and different mom groups are forming. And so even seeing other mom groups that aren't tailored to special needs kids kind of come up, I still see that. And I know it's just trying to keep moms out of that postpartum, those baby blues and kind of thing. And it's just like, you want to be a part of it, but it's just like you don't know what it'll do if your kid goes or if you show up alone, and because you don't want your kid to disturb the other kids because it's a little different. And so that was more of like what that's my deterrent on going to a lot of mom groups that aren't specific to special needs groups, because special needs we get it, we understand anything like mom can't control the wind, sorry, the wind blew in the wrong direction, like I can't, and then there's a meltdown, like okay, sorry. Like that was another one that we had like a couple of months ago, and I was just when I realized what it was, and I just could not stop laughing, and I'm like, I'm not laughing, but like what?
It's true. Sometimes the meltdowns come from really odd origins, and you're just like,
Yeah,
somewhere in my head, I knew it was going to happen, but I
yeah.
just let it play out because I can't stop it.
Yep. You take your living room and take everything with you to prepare for any little thing, and then it still happens because the wind took over, and you're just like, well, can't stop that.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
yeah,
We had a meltdown last night over once a week we let the kids have a can of soda.
oh, and they wanted more.
No, we haven't done it yet. Typically I try to wait till like Thursday or Friday. Anyway, last night, well, it was 4 p.m., my son had a huge meltdown because he wanted Coca-Cola, but he kept calling it COK, which was really funny on top of everything else. But He's been having a lot of sleep issues and more, I mean, this happens all the time with insomnia with him, but more
Mhm.
prevalent lately. And he sometimes can speak very well, and sometimes he can't. So he he looked at me and my husband and said, uh, basically, he said, if I can't have a can of Coke, then I'm going to bed and I'm not coming back out. And when I tell you 2 minutes later, I walked in, that kid was passed out, sleeping, and we could not wake him
Okay.
up. He, I finally got it out of him that he woke up at like 12:30 a.m. and he's been up all night and he went to school today. So
Oh,
he's
see,
he's been
don't know.
burning the midnight oil.
So has mine. The last 2 days, she kind of slept through the night a little bit easier last night. I don't know what it is. Something I think with the heat change now, because it's starting to get really hot here.
Mhm.
Any little change throws off her entire routine. Like she went to school the other day too and decided she's going to spit out her water all over, all down her front. And her teacher laughed. Her teacher's like, "Yeah, she any way to cool her down. Like she's definitely going to make it happen."
Hey,
And
that's smart in my book. Like that kid was like,
mhm.
water will cool me off.
Yeah, those non-sip cups or those non-spill slip cups, however you say it. She drinks it upside down, so on the far end instead of actually like a cup. Yeah, so she does that and she would just let it go. Oh, and I'm like, dude,
He's brilliant.
she's doing something. And so I'm just like, girl, okay, whatever works. But I prefer her to do it at school than at home because when she does it here, she makes a little lake in her bedroom. And thank goodness we don't have carpet. Huh. Yeah, in our next house, we're not going to have carpet at all because I can't deal with poop smear and puddle water lakes in in the room. There's no way. And we're just not going to do it.
I understand. I Some of my house has carpeting, some has tile, and I kind of said the same thing to my husband, like, we need to get this out of here. Like I can't handle it anymore. He's traveling a lot more lately, and like last week while he was gone, I had to carpet clean the whole hallway again. Again. It's like, man, I'm gonna just shred the carpet from the carpet cleaning issues, and then the couch too. Like, you know how it goes.
No, I do. Like mine's she has her own things, her own little quirky things, and I swear there are days that we're still really focusing on the potty training. Like my little, she's now 6, she'll be 7 in September, and she got the mindset of I think she's about right 2 years old now mentally because she's picking up on some stuff, man. And it's so hard to keep up with her. And she's getting mad about songs on Mickey Mouse and just will not and has no patience for it. I was like, yep, terrible twos, we're here.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm just like, do you just not like Mickey Mouse anymore? Like, what's happening? And so, no, she loves Mickey Mouse.
How does
It's
she feel about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus?
She hates it because of the colors. I'm telling
My
you,
kids hate it too.
it is so much more vivid
It's
and
vibrant.
instantly. And something about it, she instantly gets so angry about it when it comes on the screen. She knows the difference and will lose her mind. And
Yeah.
it's literally the same thing, but like I could tell the difference with the colors and some of the sounds.
That's the
And
freaky house talking. It
yeah,
reminds me of Face from Nickelodeon.
well, yeah, right.
Mm.
And
That thing's
see,
creepy.
so the fun house she's starting to kind of like a little bit more, but it's not as bad. And so yeah, she'll love those Mickey Mousker sizes and she'll sit there and watch it like so intently and then when songs come on, theme songs or ending songs, it's just like Meltdown City. And I'm like, okay, what phase are we in now? Because this is different. I don't know. I don't know why we're doing it like this, but we are. So,
Does she ever watch Baby First?
mm-mm.
So there's this, oh, my son fell in love. with that, and it like she may like this one. It's
Okay.
Harry and Larry. So Harry's this little bunny rabbit, and Larry's this bird, and they speak so softly, and it's so cute. It's like the little bunny's got like a little kid voice, and it's just very relaxing. Like she might like that. And the colors are more muted and it's like a puppet. So
Okay, maybe. Um,
I'll have to find it and text it to you later.
okay, I was gonna say, is it on Disney? Is it on
No,
Netflix?
it's on the channel Baby First.
Maybe first. Okay. If they have an app for it,
They do actually.
they'll have to download it on her tablet once we get a new tablet because she threw her damn tablet in some water at her dad's house. Man needs to watch her.
Girl, let me tell you, I should have got stock in Amazon back in the day because the amount of fire tablets I've had to purchase over the years.
Dude, I don't understand. Like well, we don't really have her in front of a tablet when she's here. I think because she doesn't have a TV in her room at her dad's and it's a projector. And so she likes having her tablet. She can actually see it
Hmm.
with the projector. It's not as bright, so I think she gets frustrated. And it's not as loud as what it could be on a normal TV. So I think she does get frustrated with that. But once the tablet will carry the tablet everywhere with her, which is new for me seeing. I'm kind of like taken back when I see her walking around with it. I'm like, oh, you're a whole ass little person. Like, whoa. And yeah, because she did that when we walked into Target a couple weeks ago, and she was just like, okay, and holding my hand, like ready to go. I'm like, ma'am, who is
Yeah,
you?
right. Where did my little baby go? Who is this little person?
Yeah,
And then that little person's going to turn into a different person, and then you're going to find yourself crying at 3 a.m. like me, like, ah,
yeah. No,
my little baby. Who is this kid?
girl, the fact that she's getting ready to go into first grade has me mind blown right now. Like she's already going into first grade. Like when we met, she wasn't even in school. She was in daycare and not. Now she's gonna be a badass little first grader. And I'm just like, I'm not ready. School ends in like a couple of weeks, and I'm so not ready. But hey, she gets to go on appointments with me and do all the fun stuff. So we're gonna go look at houses and stuff.
I was going to say, I feel like she gets to get a little like briefcase and be the little sidekick business lady. Like you could pose for your realtor picture like back to back like lawyers.
So
It'd be great.
I am thinking about working with this branding photographer out of Fresno, Clovis area, and she was wanting to use my kids as part of the photo shoot. So she wants to incorporate the special needs aspect of my life into it. I really want to. And so I got to find a way to get her there instead of just using, because she was like, we can use objects or little things that represent autism, Down syndrome. And I'm like, no, but like the real representation is her herself there. And so I would rather try and find a way to get my kids there and have them in the photographs and stuff, whether it's for a part of the time or the whole time. But I'm like trying to figure out how we would be able to do that. And so I'm trying to do my branding based off my family and the family dynamic. So we'll
That's
see.
smart. That's who you are. I
Mhm.
mean, it's genuine and authentic, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, not that you're asking for my opinion, but of course I'm going to be like cheering you on. But at the same time, if I thought to myself, hey, that's who you are, and why do we have to symbolize our children with, a puzzle piece or whatever it may be? It's like, no, there's a real person behind that. You're looking at, you know,
And she may not even stand for the pictures. She may be like doing her own thing, but like that just reflects like this is my life. I have the patience for it. We ride at dawn. We do all the things. We run off of caffeine and chaos in this house, but stuff gets done.
that's what
Mom,
I always say, bitches get stuff done. Take no offense.
nope, not one. Hopefully nobody else does. But yeah, like
Yeah, well, if they're
running.
watching this, then they know bitches get stuff done.
Oh yeah. Exactly. And so that's what I want to be able to project. Like, I'm a mom, I run a business, I'm getting ready to open a second thing, and we're going to support this community. We're going to keep like charging forward as much as we can. So, and we can still do it even with the extra fun. And I say extra fun, but it's the extra chaos of raising special needs littles. So,
Yeah, I'll have to, on a sidebar with this later, I'll have to, let you know about the group that I hang out with, and they're like from Clovis and Fresno, so I travel up there. And if like you ever see me like sitting at a table with a bunch of random different people,
hey.
I'm like, hey, we're doing a
Exactly.
brunch Sunday, I think. Is it this Sunday or next Sunday? I don't know, but I have a couple things going on. There's like a birthday dinner for a couple people, and
Oh,
then there's
fun.
like a brunch going down. So I'm excited. It's
That
like
sounds
something to go do
it
differently.
was like,
It's important, sometimes because a few, like I think there's only one or two that are actually special needs moms, but this is not the basis of this group.
right.
So, um, it's nice to just go out and just do something for yourself, and that's something that we don't do enough of. Even if it's one time a month, I don't care who it's with. I will be at the opening of a door. Like if you invite me to go somewhere and I can make it happen, bye, I'm leaving because I need it for my own mental health and well-being. Just to go do something with other people and like nothing against my family, my kids, my husband, nothing. I just have to be Jennifer for like 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And see, and that was the thing that I was also forgetting to do. And that's also a big reason why, like, I think the last month and a half, like, I was also struggling with my mental health because I was so busy and trying to do everything and I wasn't taking care of myself. Like, I stopped running, I stopped doing yeah, yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I haven't ran really like I would religiously go to run clubs on Thursdays and then be out running on the weekends or almost daily at some point. Like I was hitting about 50 miles a week. And so now it's nothing. And so after I got hurt from my last marathon, I kind of took a break, obviously, because my body needed to recover. And so I started trying to kind of ease back into it. And I definitely did not. I was like, oh, still a little hurt. Okay, I'm going to take step back, step back. And so I would do walks for a little bit and then that died. And so I'm like, okay. And then I started feeling the depression slowly creeping in. And I was like, oh no. And so once I started feeling that, I basically let it take me and I didn't fight it. And so it just caused a whole thing. And I think I'm finally at the end of it because these last couple of weeks or last weekend, we were taking my dogs for a walk and we would walk them around the neighborhood. And that kind of started to pull me back out of that whole hole that we were in, or I was in. And holy cow. And I tell you, I just wanted to curl up in a ball and die. It was not fun. And the only thing that would get me out of bed would be like my daughter. I'm like, oh, I know she needs a diaper change. I know she needs food. I know she needs this, this, and this. And she'll be like at her baby gate with her little cup and like, little prison cell.
I was gonna say your little
Yeah. And then she just goes back into she loves her little space. She just hangs out. And when she wants to come out, opens the gate and just comes right back out. I'm like,
That's
okay.
another thing people just don't understand. It's like we we have to kind of force the integration and family time on them. They want
Mhm.
to be left alone, and I don't quite understand why, but there's so many times where my son, it's just too much for him. He's just overwhelmed. He wants to just go sit in his room, play with his little toys, watch what he wants to watch. he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He doesn't want to be bothered. Like, I go check on him periodically. Do you need something?
Yeah. Yep. That's my baby. That's
Yeah,
me
I
energy.
understand. Believe me, I understand. But, and that's the other side of it. It's like so many people that don't live our life, our experience, then they're judging us like, oh, well, that kid's not participating, or you're letting them do this or that's like,
That's
pardon. Do you
heard.
want to see the alternative? Do you want to see this kid have an unholy meltdown to be all meltdowns, like punch
Your plug.
holes in the wall? Do you know how many times I've actually gone out and like had to leave an event because my husband texted me or called me and was like, "Hey, our son's really having a hard time, aka Meltdown City, and it's like, if people don't like that excuse that, hey, this was the reason I had to go, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can't be friends because I'm not gonna, but I've run into that even with people in our same circle or, like things have happened and I'm like, I gotta go because my kid needs me. And the second I walk in the door, he might not give two craps that I'm home, but I'm home. And then, he might go off but it disrupted his schedule so badly that it's like, if you're not there,
Yeah. Exactly.
they can't handle it.
Yeah. We
They might
have
not want to interact, but they're like, okay, well, everything's back to normal. I can be normal again.
exactly. Even if the parent that they expect to be home is not home, it's not part of the routine. And so it disrupts it. Sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not. And so I think that's why she has a hard transition to go to her dad sometimes because her preferred is to be at mom's in her room where she can close people off. Nobody comes in because I maintain strict boundaries with all of the kids in the house. And I'm like, no, if the gates close, she's in her room, you leave her alone.
Yep.
Unless she's like doing something to hurt herself or whatever it may be, let me know and I will intervene. But if she's away, she's away. There's a reason for it. And yeah, it doesn't seem like it's the same at her dad's. And so anyone can disrupt her little cycle at any point in time. And so she just comes back exhausted, it seems like, because she's managing so many little things. And so I'm like, oh, my poor baby. But
Hard.
to
It's so
each their
hard.
own. No, but no house is ran differently. And so I think that's probably my biggest, like, um, what is the word? Regret when it comes to a lot of this stuff is because she has to do a separate household and it's not the same and we can't balance that routine for her, so it becomes more difficult for her to manage because she's basically doing it alone at that point because she's got to figure out how to self-regulate, so it becomes difficult. Mom guilt.
Mom guilt all day, every day, boo.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm trying not to like worry and like I can't help but worry because she leaves my house. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. The struggles, the worries, the self-doubt, the everything. We all go through it and then we act like we don't and we don't talk about it to each other and that's
Mhm.
part of like the gatekeeping and it's like I don't feel like, it's a whole therapy thing. It's more of like other people are going through this too. You're not alone. And you also do have somebody to reach out to and say, you know what? My kid just, I don't know. I don't want to say a specific thing my kid has done, but my kid just did this huge thing and I'm about to lose my mind. And have somebody just be like, I get it and it's okay. Not be like, damn, are you a bad mom? No, I'm not a bad mom, dude. I'm a good mom. Legit. Like I know
Time
I'm
to
a good mom and I know you're a good mom, but it's like this is the mom life we're living and this
reality
is
of it.
how it has to go down. It's on their terms. That's
Yep.
an Andrea quote direct, and I borrowed that from her so many times. On their terms, in their own time, and we're just facilitating it, but they call the shots. And people don't understand that. They think it's a discipline issue or it's,
Mm.
we're just giving it. It's like, no, 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 no.
I wish it was a discipline issue.
Right. Well,
It's not.
that's a whole other sidetrack of, people just being abusive to be abusive.
Well,
One of my other friends sent me like a little funny meme this morning, and it was like it wasn't funny to me, but maybe to her, she was living a shared experience. This kid is like trying to eat cereal, and they're going. And it was like POV, me trying to eat dinner after my mom beat the shit out of me. And I'm like, that's a cycle I broke, baby. Like, you'll never catch my kids trying to catch their breath and be forced to eat something. No, thank you. No, thanks.
that's here's your therapy link.
I know, right?
Oh, that's hard because I mean, I've lived my own struggle too, and so I get it, and I understand wanting to do that, but like the second like my kids cry or want like they are in distress and you can tell the difference between that and just being defiant. Like I don't think my daughter's ever doing anything just to specifically be defiant. If she's doing something to be sneaky, she has a little giggle, and so it doesn't even seem like it's like that bad. And I'm just like, you little turd. But I know
Yeah.
what you're doing. I know what you're doing, and but it's never anything like bad or anything that can really harm her. So
I
that's
I understand because you set your household up in a way that is as safe as we could make it. But, we can't wrap them in bubble wrap.
we
I mean,
can.
that's for any parent, special needs or not. I mean, they're going to fall down, they're going to bump their head, and things are going to happen, and it will break your heart when it happens, but that's unfortunately a part of life that, you cannot save them from everything, and you just have to do your best and know you're doing your best or trying your best. Nobody's perfect. And I just think that we don't give ourselves enough grace and enough, like,
Mm.
I don't know what's going on here. It's like, I think my husband left the back patio open because a fly just flew past me, and
She's like,
that's not very Fergalicious that a fly flew past me. I hope it didn't catch on camera, but it probably did.
I
Oh
looked down.
well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I almost said his name. He's going to be sorry too. Bah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Um, I guess too, and see, this is why I have so much fun talking. Like, look how long we've already talked, and it just feels like,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Like that every time. So
I know. Um, Is there anything that I know we talked about your upcoming project, and when things start moving with that, I would love to, link it or do whatever I can to help support that. Um, I'm very excited for that because, ironically, and I've talked about this before, that this area and the city of Visalia specifically, if you look up, it said it's like the number one autism friendly community in the country. And I always find that hilarious. Like, isn't
like define that for me.
for whom?
Yeah.
For whom?
Because you got services, but like where are they? Tell me where. Do you have a list? 'Cause I am.
Where the services are. Okay, I cannot complain because for the first time in my son is going to be 7 in August.
Mhm.
For the first time in 3.5 years of receiving services, he has an online class that is specific. It's called Game U, and he is going to try to learn how to. Damn. I'm about
Why?
to yell at my husband, like, what did you do? What did you unleash, like the Exorcist or something? Anyway, he's going to get to do an online class, and as long as we get the approval for the funding, so I'm going to have to check back with the service provider that he could. I asked for 2 to 6 hours a week for this virtual computer class, and he's going to try to do like Roblox game building. They also
Oh,
offer like 2D and 3D. Um, like I don't know, some gamer computer person. Like it's virtual. You can sit there with your child. You do it. Like they're on the East Coast and their schedule's pretty open, 7 days a week. I think that's another cool thing that I would love more people to know about. I just found out about it. And if you have a service center, they more than likely can issue you some hours and hopefully fund that. But uh,
okay.
and that's a whole other thing that we're battling currently. It was just in the news that the president decided that he was going to withhold funding from California due to fraud, and it's like,
There are some people,
we're,
though, that
yeah, there you look. N Not everything is without its flaws, but
I know someone, well, not personally, but I know someone very close to home that keeps doing that.
really, oh, I'll
Yep.
have to talk about that off camera.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I apologize for my cold before I forgot to hit record, so I'm sorry. Um, oh.
Yeah, we gonna talk.
Oh
Yeah.
wait. Do I know who you're talking about?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Oh no. Maybe I do know what you're talking about.
We'll
Oh.
talk.
Ooh. Well,
The
I'm not doing anything, man, because the whole entire life I've lived, man, I'll get busted immediately. But also, my shit's legit and my kid. It's like, who's going to pay for the full-time care provider? Who's going to pay for
Exactly.
their the diaper funding is just a whole other side
I
quest.
still need to get on that side quest because we lost everything at 5 years. So, and she's 6 now, getting ready to go into 7. So now I have to get back on that and have her doctor try
Really?
and, yeah.
I mean, but we still use them because going on 7, we still have toileting issues. So primarily at night. Um,
We have them all day,
I
girl.
don't, I don't, I don't generally, use it like every month when it comes because
Uh-huh.
I don't purchase them every month because sometimes you get like the 48 count it lasts. So, till
Right.
I have a receipt to turn in, I don't submit anything.
Mhm.
But it has been helpful, even if it pays for a tank of gas or whatever it may be. But
I
uh,
mean, full tank of gas to go somewhere.
girl, just for me to travel to use a quarter of a tank there and back home.
I can't say that I have a hybrid, but I also might need a bigger car. So there's that.
Well, probably. I mean, I get that too. It's like you may have more equipment you need. There's I don't know. I don't know
That's
what
a
to
whole
say.
different topic.
That I know. I was like, I could talk about so many things forever. That's why I always have to like try to be like, okay, this will be another, topic, but I'd love to have you back. Like this was so fun, but I always love talking with you. Like we need to go out and have lunch again. Like that was so fun.
This time I'll have to come out towards you because you came all the way
Honey,
out.
there's nothing out here. There's
Oh,
nothing. We live in
well, at least somewhere close to you.
honey, a half hour from me is Selma, and I'm not afraid to say that because who's going to find me out in the middle of nowhere?
You'd be
Um,
surprised.
like 15 more minutes, I'll just get to like it's not a big deal. Plus, I love going to Civilization.
You said that last time, and I just still can't get
It's the
over that.
truth.
He's like, I'm on a desolate island.
I am. I
Oh,
am.
You're
I am.
fine.
We're having our big 4th of July party on the 3rd of July because that's when the town fireworks happen, which we love because it is very special needs friendly. And we have our couple of our other friends who come because you can watch everything from the front, but it's not too loud and too overwhelming. And then if it is, then go in the house. Like it's fine. It's open door and we have a great time. I think it's like our 4th year here in this house, so this must be our 3rd year doing this. And yeah, it's like my husband's like party of the year. Like he's always ex like I'm already buying stuff for this party. So
See, that's what
um,
I eventually want to be able to do at my house and just like have the little events and stuff and have this space to do it. Right now, we don't even have a backyard. So I'm like, we'll
well,
get
you
there.
all are welcome if you want to come out this way. And I realize it's an undertaking and it's a pain in the butt,
But we
but
may,
we'll talk about it later.
I was like, we may not also have little one. So she may be with her daddy. So,
Well, it doesn't matter to me. You don't have to bring the kids. I mean, it's a family-friendly event, but you know, how many times have I showed up to things without one or both of my kids? Sometimes they're in school or they're doing other things or they're, you know, whatever. They're vibing. No, I'm kidding. No, they're probably at school or they're with my husband or whatever. I mean, there's times that just because you don't have your kid doesn't mean that you're not a good mother. You're allowed to go to the grocery store by yourself. You're allowed to,
aisles at Target with a small coffee or a large one. Your
that's
choice.
right. Go sit at the cafe and drink it. Don't drink it in your car. Sit
Oh,
down and oh my gosh, my husband just walked past my slider and I about had a heart attack. Like I was just watching like the spookiest thing this morning. There's this girl called Movies I Hate on YouTube,
oh
and
no.
she's talking about like all the scary ass movies, and I just like listened to her talk about oh gosh,
For no scare.
Insidious. And
Oh,
and when he just walked by, I was like
it's got me.
yeah, right?
Oh, heck
Mhm.
no. No, I prefer not to do scary movies just because not necessarily that I am scared of them. It just, with the amount of anxiety that I have, it just puts my nervous system on high alert. And so I have a hard time coming back. And so I just stay up here longer. So
Well,
I hate it.
it is called Movies I Hate, and it's really funny because she's probably about 25 or 30. Maybe she's a little bit older, but she's just a cute, funny lady, and she just like says like the most unhinged stuff. And then she'll name like the evil characters like absurd names like Michelle or like something like non-threatening that she just like brings them down a pit and it's pretty funny or she's like if you walked in your house and your kid saw a door shut and you'd be like hell to the no. I'm texting my man and saying me and my kids aren't going to be in this house and I'm like yes I same if you see some shit going I walk
No.
in the house and something's going on I will go you got some money
Mm-mm.
on this house note? Nope. All right, bye. I'm not afraid. I could live in the straight up poltergeist house with the room with all the shit spinning and I'd be like, "Oh well, I'm not leaving, homie."
No. Mm-mm.
So,
Girl.
I don't know how. I know how I got there, but yes, appreciate my adult ADD.
No, you're fine. I like watching my mom text me. My sister-in-law's at the hospital getting ready to have her second baby. And yeah, she's 7 centimeters dilated. And oh my gosh, we're all just waiting. She's been there for over 24 hours. And so we're just like, all right, when's the text coming in that she's had the baby?
Congratulations. That's why Andrea is going to be away. She's going to visit her new niece that was just born 2 weeks ago. So,
No.
yeah, everybody's having babies and it makes me sad. I
Mm-mm.
know. It's like I want more kids, but I can't have any more kids. But also, I would have like 20 kids. Like I'd just have like a farm and have like a whole bunch of kids and be like, these are all my children. It's true. I love kids. I always have. That's why I'll just adopt anybody. I'm like, oh, you had a crap life? Come join me. Me too, baby. Mama will take care of you.
I think eventually I do want to adopt or even foster children. As of right now, would love to have more kids. I just don't think I am mentally prepared for the load that comes with it, and the postpartum I fear will take me out
Not
just
only
because.
that, but we have a lot on our plate, and I want to be able to give to the children I have and
Yeah.
make sure that they have the full attention from me and from my husband. And if a third child popped up, I would make it work. But, yes, for me to say I'd have 20 kids, well, yeah, probably I would, but that's me and I'm I came from a large family, so I'm used to having tons of people around. Um So I don't know. I don't know where it's going with that other than, yeah, I'd love to adopt or foster one day too, but it's just not right now. Not with what's going on with our son and our daughter too. Having a traditional path child is just as challenging. And you also have to make sure to make time for them, make them feel seen, and make them feel like, hey, not everything is about the life that we live with our sibling. And my daughter, you may run into us at the salon, going to get our fingers and our toes done. And I don't care if she's 5. You better believe, give that baby some gel nails. I don't care because you know what? In her memories, she's going to say, my mom spent time with me and she took me and she made me feel like the pretty little princess I am.
I
And
started
that's
that
what's important.
with my oldest daughter when she was like 3, when my youngest was first born. And because I started to feel really bad and I felt like I wasn't giving her that attention and that she wasn't getting that mom time. So we would go get our nails painted and her toes painted. Now she's in private school and can't have her fingernails done. So we just do toes whenever we can. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd let her get her fingers and her toes done, but she's still young to where she keeps scratching them off. And I'm like, hey, I spent good money for that. Quit scratching that off. But we
Oh,
did get her into the mini cheerleading this year, so we're waiting for that to start. It's gonna be cute. I'm gonna have to text you the picture of the when she tried on the sample clothes because it was so cute. And then my son, he's hopefully going to get into that virtual class. And I added they have like 4 weeks of like additional summer school through their school. And they do like core curriculum, but they do a lot of enrichment. And like they have like magicians or whoever, like I think once a week they have like a special thing go down. So I'm looking forward to the summertime. I know it's time for me to get going too, but I would love
same
to.
here. Yeah, my mom got here with one of my nephews. So
Hey, 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 hi, Mama. Um, you guys have a wonderful day. Congratulations on the new baby to be. Let me know, and I love you lots, and I would love to have you back on again. You know,
yeah.
let me know whenever you're ready to come back and talk, and I would love to talk to you again, and I'll let you know when I get this posted.
Sounds good. And we definitely need to do lunch.
And you need to text me and tell me who that is, because I think I know who it is, but
You need to tell me who you think it is.
oh, you know who I think it is.
Do I?
I don't know, do you?
That's why you got to text me. To
All
be
right,
continued.
honey. I love you. Take care. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. You too. Bye, girl.
Bye.